Hi and welcome to another rapid chess game on ICC from DailyChess.org. I'll go with another 15 minutes game and starting off with d4, d5, c4, so Queen's Gambit and the Slav opening, c6, knight f3, no, knight f6, and I go with a slow variation e3, which is a very solid choice. And yeah, so let's see how my opponent handles this opening. I'm using quite a new repertoire, so don't expect too much theoretical knowledge of me. I'll try to go along with the plans I know. Knight c3. Okay, bishop f5 is one of the main systems of the pure Slav, and bishop g4 would be the other one. Okay, knight c3 after e6, usually because the bishop has to go out somehow. I would play knight h4. D takes c4 isn't very good because I can win a tempi for my development. And yeah, should favor white. Let's see if I can try to exploit it, or how I can exploit it in the most effective way. Well, there are two weak spots. One is f7, which lead to immediate mate if I'm able to sink on my bishop there, and the other one is b7. So if I go with queen b3, attacking both, he cannot play knight b6 or b5 because it just checkmate. Okay, knight b6 can be played, but b5 is in the immediate, game is immediately over. The queen b3. Well, I would say I still have a slight lead in development, but after queen b3, let's say e6 probably forced. Queen takes there. The c6 pawn is hanging. So after rook b8, I can probably just take this one. So let's calculate queen b3, e6, queen takes b7. Okay, rook a to b. I could take this pawn or this one. Let's take c6, rook c8, queen a4, knight b6, attacking both. Which no, that doesn't work because there's a pin. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Looks quite good and effective. Let's try it. At least that's one of the main, or maybe one of the principal ways to exploit my opponent's clumsy play here with d takes c4. I just have a better development and can try to force some pressure against weaknesses. So for instance f7 and b7 right now. So it looks like the most principled way to go along with. I hope you don't finishes this recording in an instant by playing b5. I hope you don't do this. You might get bishop. It's just nonsense. I mean, knight b6 takes king d7. I could even check first and then retreat. Yeah, should be just winning. Okay, probably he missed queen b3. Okay, bishop g6 doesn't help. I just take on b7. Looks like serious problems for him. Okay. He even surpassed me on time right now. Well, he somehow has to play probably e6. I mean, you cannot allow the the mate. So e6, queen takes b7 is probably the position we have to look at, or have a look at. Okay, if he exchanges queens, would just be a pawn up. So queen c8 and queen b7 is nonsense. Queen b8, queen b8 or queen c8. After queen b8, I could probably even take the other pawn and enjoy a 2-pawn advantage, lead in development. Yeah. should be better. He has, okay, this powerful bishop, which makes the defense of b2 pawn sometimes a bit more difficult. But yeah, I think it's something white could live. If I have 2 pawns, I could even give one back to solve some problems. Okay, he's taking his time. I don't know. To be honest, I cannot see any alternative. I mean, knight d5 is not good. Let's say. Yeah, I would probably just go with e4, and if he takes my knight on c3, I just check on f7 and it's mate. Otherwise, I would just win a piece. Okay, bishop e6, I just take it out. And I don't know, maybe either take e6 or b7, creating isolated points, pawn islands. And white has the better structure. Bishop g6, I take on b7. Well, okay, one could say that the bishop might be a bit more stable there, but he just loses a tempi comparing to the line e6 because his bishop cannot go out. And yeah, doesn't look very great. I hope he's not setting any position with an engine. Okay, I now have 3 minutes more on the clock. Yeah. Well, what else can I say? Let's just analyze this position. If he plays e6, I take on b7. Okay. I just want a pawn, and okay. Well, if he just continues with bishop e7, for instance, I just castle. Yeah, probably just castle. And later on play something like knight h4, trying to exchange off this bishop. This Latvian bishop is probably the only compensation he has, because it's its most active piece. Okay, e6, queen takes b7. Okay, if rook, queen c8, I just take the queen, and yeah, enjoy just being a pawn up. If he goes queen b8, I might take the c6 pawn, but I think the easiest one is just the exchange of the queens, and yeah, white should be almost winning in any case. Okay, what else? Here it comes. Let's go for it. Okay, knight b6, I just check. That's not possible. Rook b8. Okay, I could. Yeah, taking the a pawn is always a bit risky. Okay, exchange goes for the exchange. Taking the a pawn is always a bit riskier because, yeah, the queen might get trapped somehow, and that's something I would like to avoid, to put it mildly. Okay. Well, okay, I'm just a pawn up right now. He got split pawns, but maybe some pressure against my bishop on c4 after c5 and takes, so my bishop is hanging. I could maybe try to go with something knight h4. I mean, this bishop is just annoying. It is his powerful bishop on f5. After knight h4, okay, if he goes back, I just exchange it off, so probably the critical line is... Okay, bishop c2. I guess I would just play king d2. He has to retreat, I take, and yeah, black should be almost losing. Knight h4, bishop g4, f3, looks strong. h3 maybe even. h3, bishop h5, g4. No, g5 shouldn't be good for him. You can always attack this pawn. Yo, okay, at least I should be dominating. I like this idea of knight h4. Of course, I should maybe try to finish my development, but it's not that important anymore. Not that important. I mean, of course, it's important, but you cannot exploit if I right now I cannot exploit if I lag a bit behind in development. I mean, knight h4 is an interesting idea. I could of course try to play first h3, but it might be a waste of time. Otherwise, knight h4, bishop g4, f3 is also interesting. After say bishop g4, g4, bishop g6 would just exchange it off. Okay, well, there's a castle c5 comes, probably just a bit too fast. Knight h4, c5 takes. Could take on zone. Knight h4, c5. Bishop b5. Okay, let's go for castle. I just, no, why should I risk anything? I mean, I'm healthy pawn up, I create weaknesses, maybe. Shouldn't be good technique. Okay. Now after bishop d2, yeah, I can start pushing my pawns. I have to exchange it off this one. That's maybe the most annoying piece he has. That's for sure. I mean, I cannot go for rook b1 and then push my pawns because this bishop is there. Probably best might be even h6 and try to keep this bishop somehow. Okay, c5, here we go. Bishop b5. Just pin it here and maybe even introducing ideas of knight e5. But first of all, let's hit this bishop here. Goes back. Okay, f3, e4 is maybe not good because bishop c5. What about knight bd2? Let's go with this one. And if bishop then on c5, I play knight b. Okay, I have yeah, at least I came out with the queenside majority. I don't like this move. Knight c6 and knight e5 looks strong. to knight c6. And this looks quite decent. Let's go for this. Of course, takes, and check, but it's checkmate. So let's, for instance, if we take my bishop, I take with knight, he plays bishop d3 with the idea to regain the piece. I just check, and it's checkmate. That's a pretty beautiful checkmate, actually. Okay, he doesn't go for it, unfortunately. Okay, after this... Okay, if it... No, okay, I can play this, I can play it. Because he cannot take my bishop, I take first his bishop and attack with the rook. And finally win material after recapturing. If I take this bishop, I will be much better, of course. And this bishop is so annoying. Okay, it goes for it. Let's take it first. To be honest, I would like to keep my bishop, so I'll probably go with bishop c1. Let's counter material first. I mean, 3 minor pieces, 2 heavy pieces, 2 heavy pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and symmetric. Okay. Let's go for this one. Okay. Let's see if we can exploit it anyhow. This. Taking the pawn and then play bishop rook f to b8 and try to penetrate on the 8th rank. And otherwise on the 7th and try to push to attack this pawn here. I don't think it's very effective to play like this. I mean, just go there. I have to force some decisions from him. Okay, I have to sacrifice something. Okay, so we have a new kind of position, type of position. I have to avoid all tactical tricks, or maybe even weaknesses. see if my rooks can actually dominate him. I mean, practically speaking, yes, maybe even a slightly better game. So I have to check where I actually missed something. Okay, let's activate my pieces. Going for this tactic, okay. The idea of rook b2 and rook c4, b5. Of course, it should be too slow, but at least now the knights cannot really move. If this knight moves, then this pawn becomes weak. So it's not easy. He has to be patient. I mean, he probably cannot allow any tricks because this should, yeah, might be even in white's favor. So it's getting quite low on time right now. 2.5 minutes. An idea might be g4. First goes back, okay. Okay, let's move on. Okay, g4, I don't know if this works. I mean, first of all, I just know he cannot move. This knight cannot move because this knight would be hanging, and if this one moves, then this knight is hanging. I don't know. I think on Arnon's DVD, my career, there was a similar situation where both knights had to protect each other. Okay, after this, what do you do now? Just take. The end game is winning. Okay. Okay, this game is of course over. Just go there. If he takes, I just support my pawn. First gain time by checking him. If he goes there, I win a tempi. Okay, this pawn promotes. Okay, well, okay, the game is over. Let's first save it. Okay, the database is open. Okay, well, I definitely missed something. Let's go for, okay, it's the opening phase. Okay, this one's of course not good, and I think queen b3 is already critical. This position should be much better for me. Yeah. Okay, let's see without this one. A4 for instance, and then knight e5. Looks probably stronger, because this I think spoiled most of my advantage. I just underestimated that he could go there and finally imprison my bishop here, my knight. I mean, I thought I could generate some play and penetrate the 8th rank before he can go there. Maybe I need to go rook a to b1. I mean, threatening just to take, and then go rook b8. And the knight will most likely escape. Would have been probably much better. But no, I didn't play this. Of course, after this knight's just lost. Yeah. But okay, things seemed not so easy as it. Creating some play. A very strong idea of knight e5. Okay, just go further. Takes. I think after rook g1 and especially after rook d1, white is winning. I mean, I just threatened to play rook d5, attack g5 and the knight, and threaten to take. This should be over. After this, it's immediately finished. And okay, otherwise, so I think my mistake was played somewhere around here. I think instead of taking rook a to b1, of course the first mistake was this whole knight e5 idea here. Maybe a4 first, and it should work somehow. But I think the main mistake was somewhere here. Maybe even taking them, playing rook f to c1 was also quite good. But okay, after here, I mean, just instead of this rook a to b1 with another threat, I don't know, can protect somehow. I defend somehow rook 95. If not, this doesn't help. Just f3. Yeah, probably had to go like this. Okay, yeah, unfortunately, but well, at least I was able to save the endgame by rook activity. And yeah, I think my opponent made it a bit too easy at the end. But he definitely had his chances. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this clip, and yeah, subscribe to my channel, Daily Chess TV on YouTube, and leave a comment there. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.